guys, what is up? And Shadolances back for a quick commentary. I am just going to do some Sector 25 gameplay over the top of this, rather under this. And if you guys have noticed, I am using my old mic. I am stuck with my old mic again for the time being. So the new videos this week, for the most part, will be me using my old mic, so I really apologize for that. I'm really trying not to use it as much anymore, but I don't have my new mic with me at the time, so sorry for that right off the bat. But anyway, hopping right into the topic, I'm going to be teaching you guys quick ways to get money in high school. A lot of the problems people have with getting money in high school is that you either don't get enough when you need it, or you need to put in a ridiculous amount of time to get the amount of money that you need. So I'm going to be teaching you guys some ways, some legitimate ways, to get money quickly. And I used a lot of these tactics in high school. So to be completely honest, these are ones that I got used to. These are ones that I used quite a bit. And some of them I still use, more obviously than others. And some of them I never got the chance to use, but I know are successful. So I will explain that as I go. The first thing and most obvious thing that everyone's going to be expecting me to say is YouTube. Well, yeah, that's actually not that hard. Pick a game that is pretty well known, but there aren't many videos on. For example, Combat Arms is a pretty good one, or at least it was when I first started doing YouTube on it. It's a little late to do Combat Arms videos now unless you have some new unique idea that actually is really innovative, which unfortunately is kind of hard to come by these days, but there's a lot of other games, especially with new games like Arctic Combat and Absolute Force Online, and even the new Ghost Recon game that Sniff has been talking about. Those are all great games that don't have that many videos out around about them and could seriously use some love. So honestly, those kind of videos are the best way. And then just get a lot of subscribers. I'd say aim for around 500 to 750. Anywhere in that range is great. Get yourself into that range and then apply for a partnership. I personally suggest Social Blade or Machinima if you're able to get into Machinima. Machinima pays more, I'm quite sure. I wouldn't know 100% sure, but I'm quite sure they pay a bit more than Social Blade. But Social Blade, in my opinion, is preferable just for my kind of channel. So just in general, that's the first thing I'd like to say. The next thing I'd like to say is to host servers, game servers, voice servers, and then charge a very small amount for them. Now, the way to do this is to pool a little bit of money with your friends and use some of the money you already have. Pay for the server for a long time. Usually this will cost about, $200. This can be, that's for about a year, by the way, I should mention that. But anyway, pay for a server and then charge people a very small price, maybe $5 to $10 a month, to play on it, and offer discounts for larger amounts of time purchased. So that's just a really good way to make money. That's my main amount of income. That's how I mostly made my money and how I still make my money. The next thing is to learn how to program and then write your own indie games. People love indie games. How do you think Realm of the Mad God and even other smaller games, like I'm sure a lot of you have heard of ACR before, Assault Cube Reloaded or Assault Cube. Those were all indie games. In fact, technically Minecraft was, and I'm sure most of you have heard of Minecraft. So that's a great idea. And speaking of Minecraft, that's a great server to host if you're looking for game hosting. Also Counter-Strike, those games typically do very well as well. Modern Warfare 3 I suppose is okay. Black Ops 2, don't know if you can host servers for that. I wouldn't really know right now. Battlefield 3, all those are great games to host servers for. Continuing. Like I said, learn to program indie games or get yourself onto a programming team. Usually, if the game does well, those are good. Programming iPhone apps and Android apps are also a great idea. Next is to get into graphics design. This was my very first computer-oriented job. I started doing that when I was 12 years old and got myself onto a Pokemon ROM hack team and had a lot of fun with that. Although the first ROM I hacked was originally a free thing. I did it just for the experience. I did have a lot of fun doing it. I got to work with some really cool people. Even though I was only 12-year-old, they were nice enough to accept me. And with lots of new Pokemon games out and other ROMs to hack and other things to do, graphics design is a very, very easy thing to get into. I suggest starting with 2-dimensional sprites, although 3-dimensional obviously will get you paid higher if you have the skills to do so. But at any rate, that is a great way to make a good amount of money without... And a lot of that you can do in school in just Microsoft Paint. I was able to do a lot of that in school, believe it or not. Just because the sprites were so simple, the 32-bit is incredibly easy to work with. But at any rate, next idea is to do web design. Now, this is something I have tried in the past and I have very little interest in personally. But web design can net you anywhere from a little bit of money to no money to a huge amount of money. There are websites that started off as individual sites, 4chan and 2chan. Those two websites started off as just basic web design sites that someone came up with, and you never know what's going to be the next big site. So all those innovative ideas you have should go into a website. And then you can post all of your stuff. Your programming, your graphics design stuff, your servers, everything needs a website these days. And that's a great way to go for it. In fact, I'm currently working on a new Tears of Fear website for us on our own. Currently, we've been using Facebook, which is nice and all, but we would like to have our own website, so we're working on that. The next thing is stuff that you can usually do in school on your own. First of all, you want to sell something. Sell soda or snacks. Now, obviously, most schools will say this is illegal and you're not allowed to do it. Well, that's when you really need to check your rules and figure out what you can get away with and what you can't. I mean, come on, it's high school. I sold soda all 4 years I was there. Actually, kind of starting 3.5 years. I didn't start my right off the bat in freshman year because obviously I was a suck up to all the teachers and everyone at first, because everyone is, for the most part. Unless you're just not a tryhard like me. But anyway, so sell soda or snacks. Sell it for a very cheap price. I always sold soda out of my locker for $1 a piece. And every time a teacher came by and said, hey, what's that in your locker? So say, I just drink it myself. And usually they buy that because obviously a lot of teenagers drink a lot of soda. And it's not illegal usually to have soda in your locker. Now, if it's actually a problem to have stuff in your locker like that at all, maybe that's not the best idea. But if it's actually allowed and you can usually get away with that, that's usually a great way to make a lot of money. Bags of chips are usually okay, but they tend to break a little more often than not, especially in the colder weather, so that's not necessarily the best idea. Soda works really well. Next thing, and this is a very simple trick, just keep all of your change and put it in a box. And at the end of every month, take that box and take it to a Coinstar, or whenever, not necessarily a month, but whenever you feel like you should do it. Take it to a Coinstar. Usually that netted me about $20 to $30 a month, if not more, just taking in coins that I'd found. So keep all of your change. The next thing is a little bit easier. Charge interest on loans that you make. Anytime you make a loan with a friend, charge them $1 or $2 interest. You'd be very surprised how much money you can make just doing that, especially if your friends ask for loans a lot. Now, just keep it at $1 or $2 so it's reasonable and they won't say no to the deal in the first place. But that's the first idea I can really give you. Another idea, which I actually used quite a bit, is to think of a magic trick. Something entertaining that people might still think about, and then just charge, say, hey, I bet you $1 or $2 or some small amount that you won't be able to do this, or you will like this trick or something cool, and then just show your friends a cool magic trick. There were a few special ones that I did on my own, but I don't think I'm going to go into those now because those are kind of my trade secrets. If you want to ask more about that, then PM me, but I have a few particular ones that I used quite a bit. Other than that, buy your friends snacks with your lunch account. A lot of times your parents, and this is true for a lot of people, your parents will fill up your lunch account with quite a bit of money at a time, say $100 to $200. Then not only you shouldn't charge them interest in this case, but what you could do is tell them to pay you back in cash. And so you use your parents' money like that to transfer into your money. I did that quite a bit. That was actually quite a bit of fun. I remember doing that. Honestly, my parents never really cared that much. But anyway, that's about all the tricks I have to share with you today, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Please feel free to try out a few of these. That was a very fail 360 RPG. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Shadowlances out.